Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Namaste Narashingaya. Praladadaine. Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha. Silatam Kanakalaye. Ito Nishingo Parato Nishinga. Yato Yato Yamitato Nishinga. Baher Nishinga Hidayer Nishinga. Narashinga Madin Saranam Prapadin. Kavakara Kamalavane Nakama Bhutashinga. Talita Hiranyakashipu Tanya Vingam. Keshavadita Nanahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Kara Kamalavane Nakama Bhutashingam. Talita Hiranyakashipu Tanya Vingam. Keshavadita Nanahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Nashingadev, 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 Jaya Nashingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
We're going to offer our obeisances, so if you could put your head to the floor, and we'll just start in a second.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Stotara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Stotara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Shri Radha Kirchor Gopinath Ki. Shri Shri Gornathai Ki. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Shri Mayapur Dham Ki. Shri Mathura Dham Ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki. Ganga Mai Ki. Yamuna Mai Ki. Tulsi Devi Ki. Bhakti Devi Ki. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All together now. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Prachata De Satarine. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So if you can please have a seat, we're just going to begin our class. We have lots of room today, so if you can move up, those of you in the back, we also have room on the balcony, so you can make your way to the hallway and up the stairs to access the balcony. Those of you in the middle, in the back, please have a seat. Thank you. We're going to begin shortly. Okay, so just a quick, some few housekeeping announcements. So please note that the washrooms are located downstairs. And then also children under the age of 12 must be supervised by a parent. So it's required for all children under the age of 12. We thank you for your understanding and cooperation. We also, if you also want to make a donation, you can speak to a devotee at the front desk. Now, I guess we'll begin. I'll begin to introduce our speaker for today. So we have His Grace Mahabhagavat Das, who began adult life as an atheist, guided by the books and followers of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He gradually embraced the Bhakti tradition. Initially reading the Bhagavad Gita as it is to critique it, he found profound inspiration and has studied it for over 20 years. In 2004, he met his spiritual master, His Grace Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari, and he was initiated in 2011, and then received second initiation in 2013. He teaches from scriptures such as the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and adapting his approach to diverse audiences. With a background in electrical and electronics engineering and postgraduate studies in software technology, he pursued a PhD in machine learning, but left it to focus on bhakti. Professionally, he is a chief technology officer at an insurance company. Dedicated to Harinam Sankirtan, book distribution, teaching, mentoring, and temple service, he serves ISKCON Toronto with his wife and son. He considers himself a recovering atheist and prays to become a true devotee of Krishna. Let's all give a warm welcome to Mahabhagavat Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for choosing to spend your Sunday evening with us here at ISKCON Toronto. We're very grateful for your time and your attention. And we pray that we can make use of your time and your attention for your benefit. Normally, everybody in the world takes your time and attention for themselves, right? When you see an ad, when you see a match, they make money. You just lose your time. But here we are hoping to use your time and your attention for your benefit. So today is the last Sunday of Kartik, the holy sacred month of Kartik. So we are going to do a little bit of a interactive program. Now every Sunday evening, actually every day in the morning as well, we sing the song known as the Damodar Ashtakam, and we are going to sing it again at 8 o'clock. The Kirtan leader will lead us in the singing of that song. We are going to sing that song ourselves now, not in a call and response fashion, but together. We are all going to sing together, okay? So we're going to sing the following tune. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam. This is the tune that we're going to sing, okay? And then after that, we're going to read the translation. We're going to read a little bit from the Krishna book, where Srila Prabhupada has very beautifully described the Damodar Leela. And then we'll have a short discussion, and that will be the class today, okay? Ready? Please, you play. Ready? Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Yashodabhiyo Lukhaladhavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Drutya Gopya Rudantam muhurnetra yugmam mrijantam Karamboja yugmena satankanetram Muhushvasakam patre rekhankakanta Sthitagraivam damodaram bhaktibaddham Iti druksvalilabhir anandakunde Swaghosham nimajandam akyapayantam Tadiyeshitadneshu bhaktairjitatvam Punah prematastam shatavritti vande Varam deva moksham na mokshavadhim va Na chanyam mraneham vareshadapiha Idam deva purnatha gopalabalam Sada me manasya virastam kimanyay Idam te mukhambojam atyantanilay Vrutam kuntalay snigdharaktaischa gopya Mohoschumbitam bimba raktadharam me Manasya virastamalam lakshalabhay Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdhimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Batanu Grahani Shamamadhyam Medhyakshidrishya Kuveratmajau Baddha Murtyaiva Yadvat Tvaya mochitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha Tatha prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha नमोक्षे ग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्तेस्तु दाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्रजमानं यशोदाभियोलुखलाघवमानं परामृष्टम् अत्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे everyone हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे once more हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 hare hare. Thank you very much for joining in. We're all going to also read the translation together, okay? The translation we're going to read together, slow and steady. We're going to pause for the punctuation marks, and we're going to go together as one voice, okay? Please, anybody in the back cannot see the translation that's here? From the back? You can see. The back can see. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's go. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokul, who is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Okay, slightly different. Please bear with me. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokul in pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodar hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Lord, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodar, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriv and Nalakuvar, were delivered from the curse of Narada, and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby, tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances unto you, Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Okay, so there are at least two Damodar Leelas. One of them I am not qualified to discuss. That's between Radha Krishna. And also, we cannot discuss it in Sunday feast in any case. The other Leela is what we are discussing here, where little baby Krishna is playing this with Mother Yashoda. And this is very vividly described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. How many of you do not have a Srimad Bhagavatam set? Nobody wants to raise their hands. You don't have one. Okay, we need to get her one. Okay, who else? You don't have one? You don't have one? Samir? Okay, you need to get one. Who else doesn't have a Bhagavatam set? One? You need to get one too. What's your name? Rishabh. Rishabh, your name? Lisa. Lisa. And Samir. 4? Okay, the honest people are really, really standing out here. Thank you so much. What's your name here? Huh? Yashvi? Yashvi? Okay, so we have at least 4 people who don't have a Bhagavatam set, but I'm sure there are others. And the Bhagavatam set is super sweet, and anyone who gets the Bhagavatam set and reads it will fall in love with Krishna. Actually, not fall in love with Krishna, rise in love with Krishna. Because who is falling, right, when you're with Krishna? Okay? So, but for brevity and for sweetness, Srila Prabhupada has created the best possible bedtime reading book on the planet. Okay? Anyone who reads this book will dream of Krishna. And if you don't want to get the Srimad Bhagavatam set, at minimum you can get this book called Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which contains all the pastimes of Krishna in a very small, tiny little package. Okay? By Srila Prabhupada. We'll read chapter 9. This time we won't read together, but you can follow along on the screen. Okay? Once upon a time, seeing that her maidservant was engaged in different household duties. This is the chapter, Mother Yashoda binds Krishna. Mother Yashoda personally took charge of churning butter. And while she churned butter, she sang the childhood pastimes of Krishna and enjoyed thinking of her son. The end of her sari was tightly wrapped while she churned, and on account of her intense love for her son, milk automatically dripped from her breasts, which moved as she labored very hard, churning with 2 hands. The bangles and bracelets on her hands tinkled as they touched each other, and her earrings and breast shook. There were drops of perspiration on her face, and the flower garland which was on her head scattered here and there. Before this picturesque sight, Lord Krishna appeared as a child. He felt hungry, and to increase his mother's love, he wanted her to stop churning. He indicated that her first business was to let him suck her breast, and then she could churn butter later. Mother Yashoda took her son on her lap and pushed the nipple of her breast into his mouth, And while Krishna was sucking the milk and smiling, she was enjoying the beauty of her child's face. Suddenly, the milk which was on the stove began to boil over. Just to stop the milk from spilling, Mother Yashoda at once put Krishna aside and went to the stove. Left in that state by his mother, Krishna became very angry, and his lips and eyes became red in rage. He bit his lips with his teeth, and taking up a piece of stone, he immediately broke the butter pot. He took butter out of it, and with false tears in his eyes, he began to eat the butter in a secluded place. In the meantime, Mother Yashoda returned to the churning place after setting the overflowing milk pan in order. She saw the broken pot in which the churning yogurt had been kept. Since she could not find her boy, she concluded that the broken pot was his work. She smiled as she thought, the child is very clever. After breaking the pot, he has left this place, fearing punishment. After she sought all over, she found her son sitting on a big wooden grinding mortar, which was kept upside down. He was taking butter from a pot which was hanging from the ceiling on the swing, and he was feeding it to the monkeys. She saw Krishna looking this way and that way in fear of her because he was conscious of his naughty behavior. After seeing her son so engaged, she very silently approached him from behind. Krishna, however, saw her coming toward him with a stick in her hand, and he immediately got down from the grinding mortar and began to flee in fear. Mother Yashoda chased him to all corners, trying to capture the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is never approached even by the expert meditations of great yogis. In other words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is never caught by the yogis and speculators, was playing just like a little child for such a great devotee as Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda, however, could not easily catch the fast-running child because of her thin waist and heavy body. Still, she tried to follow him as fast as possible. Her hair loosened and the flowers in her hair fell to the ground. Although she was tired, she somehow reached her naughty child and captured him. When he was caught, Krishna was almost on the point of crying. He smeared his hands over his eyes, which were anointed with black eye cosmetics. The child saw his mother's face while she stood over him, and his eyes became restless from fear. Mother Yashoda could understand that Krishna was unnecessarily afraid, and for his benefit, she wanted to allay his fears. Being the topmost well-wisher of her child, Mother Yashoda thought, if the child is too fearful of me, I don't know what will happen to him. Mother Yashoda then threw away her stick. In order to punish him, she thought to bind his hands with some ropes. She did not know the power of her little child, or that it was actually impossible for her to bind the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mother Yashoda was thinking that Krishna was her tiny child. She did not know that the child had no limitation. There is no inside or outside of him, nor beginning or end. He is unlimited and all-pervading. Indeed, he himself is the whole cosmic manifestation. Still, Mother Yashoda was thinking of Krishna as her child. Although he is beyond the reach of all senses, she endeavored to bind him to a wooden grinding mortar. But when she tried to bind him, she found that the rope she was using was too short by 2 inches. So she gathered more ropes from the house and added to it. But still she found the same shortage. In this way, she collected all the ropes available at home. But when the final knot was added, she saw that the rope was still 2 inches too short. Mother Yashoda was smiling, but she was astonished. How was it happening? In attempting to bind her son, she became tired. She was perspiring and the garland on her head fell down. Then Lord Krishna appreciated the hard labor of his mother, and being compassionate upon her, he agreed to be bound up by the ropes. Krishna, playing as a human child in the house of Mother Yashoda, was performing his own selected pastimes. Otherwise, no one can control the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As the pure devotee surrenders himself unto the lotus feet of the Lord, who may either protect or vanquish the devotee forgets his subordinate position. Similarly, the Lord also feels transcendental pleasure by submitting himself to the protection of the devotee. This was exemplified by Krishna's surrender unto his mother Yashoda. Krishna is the supreme bestower of all kinds of liberation to his devotees, but the benediction which was bestowed upon Mother Yashoda was never experienced even by Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva or the goddess of fortune. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as the son of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, is never so completely known to the yogis and speculators, but he is easily available to his devotees. Nor is he appreciated as a supreme reservoir of all pleasure by the yogis and the speculators. After binding her son, Mother Yashoda engaged herself in household affairs. At that time, bound up the wooden mortar, Krishna could see a pair of trees before him, which were known as Arjuna trees. The great reservoir of pleasure, Lord Shri Krishna thus thought to himself, Mother Yashoda first of all left me without feeding me sufficient milk, and therefore I broke the pot of yogurt and distributed the stock butter in charity to the monkeys. Now she has bound me up to a wooden mortar, so I shall do something more mischievous than before. And thus he thought of pulling down the two very tall Arjuna trees. There's a history behind the pair of Arjuna trees. In their previous lives, they had been the sons of Kuvera, and their names were Nalakuvar and Manigriv. Fortunately, they later came within the vision of the Lord. In their previous lives, the great sage Narada had cursed them in order to bestow the highest benediction of seeing Lord Krishna. This benediction curse was bestowed upon them because of their forgetfulness due to intoxication. This story will be narrated in this next chapter. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 9th chapter of Krishna. Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Barijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganarita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priyavancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, in this auspicious month of Kartik, we meditate on this pastime which happened on Diwali day. There are many beautiful things that we can take away from this pastime. We don't have the time to get into all of it because we have very limited time, but we have time to get into some of it, and we'll take whatever we can, and then we can meditate on this deeply at the 8 o'clock Aarti. After you take your prasadam, come back here in the temple room and sing this song with all your hearts with the kirtan leader. This time much more detailed. There'll be a call and response, so you get enough time. Okay? So, in this pastime we see there are few things that we should notice. One is that in the spiritual world, there are no dead objects. There's no lifeless things like this pen, for example. Right? Every single entity in the spiritual world is a living entity. Like you and me, all of us. So actually what this means to us is that every single living entity in the material world today who is struggling with the 6 senses, including the mind, is actually a personal associate of Krishna on one of the spiritual planets in the Vaikuntha realm. So somewhere there's a particular little gap left behind by us being engaged in material consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada's blessing and his followers and his disciples, his grand disciples and the whole International Society for Krishna Consciousness, the blessing that they have given us through this is to re-enter into the hole where we have left behind, where we are dreaming that we are in the material world right now and we are not experiencing or giving the service that we are meant to give. So this is the fun thing. You can be one of Mother Yashoda's bangles, you can be her sari, you can be her little stick that she picked up, you can be Krishna's dhoti, you can be Krishna's pearl necklace, one of Krishna's earrings that are dangling from his ears. You can be a blade of grass that gets that's awaiting Krishna's touch on his head. And Mother Yashoda's, even more important, Mother Yashoda's touch on his head. Okay? You can be one of the cows in Vrindavan. You can be so many beautiful things. And this is just Golok Vrindavan. Every single living entity has a particular rasa known as your Swarup. And that can be attained if you follow the process that Srila Prabhupada has given us. If we follow the process, we will attain that. It's a guarantee from Srila Prabhupada. The next thing that we should notice is that it is one thing to accept God as your father. It's commonly understood that God is the supreme master of the whole living whole world, and every living entity is dependent and subservient to that Lord. But accepting God as your father means transferring all your problems to Him, isn't it? Saying, okay, I have this problem, please solve it, Father. Right? That's what parents do, isn't it? But here we see that there's a kind of devotion that is even higher than being by accepting God as your mother and your father. It is to become the mother and father of God and take His headaches upon your head. Now, so in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Srila Prabhupada did that. He took all of Krishna's headaches upon himself. Right? And that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to go out in the world, see the suffering of every single living entity, take their headaches by becoming Krishna's father or mother in the sense that you're taking on his problems and making them your own. That's the purpose of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's not to transfer our problems to Krishna really, internally, but it's to take on Krishna's problems and figure out how we can be that instrument of Krishna's mercy in the world. So Mother Yashoda is actually showing that. She thinks that this Supreme Personality of Godhead, there's a very famous song by Purandar Dasa, says, Jagadodharana Adisidal Yashode, which means that the deliverer of the whole world, she played with as her little child. And Purandar Dasa goes on to sing, Para Vasudeva, like the Supreme Vasudeva, the supreme deliverer of the whole planet, Maganendu Tiliyuta, like she thought that he is her son, and she cannot comprehend the fact that he is actually God. So she is running after him with a stick, and he's actually afraid of Mother Yashoda. He's afraid of her devotion, her love for him, and he's completely in that role. He's just not pretending to be afraid, he's actually afraid of Mother Yashoda. So this is the beautiful intimacy that one can enjoy, not like a distant sort of relationship where you go in there, like in the Sistine Chapel in Italy. It's not like, God is some sort of an old man and you're trying very hard to get a hold of God. It's not like that at all. God is completely accessible to each and every single one of us, and every single one of us can have a very personal relationship with Him. Another thing that we understand here is that Krishna cannot be captured by any austerity or any yajna or any mantra chanting or any kind of thing that we can do. You can be the most pious person in the whole universe. You can be Lord Brahma of a particular universe. Actually, all of us, by the way, here, formally Brahmas, okay? So you can address each other as, how they address a President of the United States, address another President of the United States, Mr. President, Mr. President. So you can address each other as formally Brahma, formally Brahma. You can address each other because all of us actually started in the material world as a Brahma of a material universe. And then we devolved into various different things until we came to, okay, that's really interesting. Unplug that cable, Prabhu. Okay. The TV got into the Halloween mood here. Okay, but we are in Krishna mode, we are not in Halloween mood. So, in pursuing this process of Krishna consciousness, we will actually realize that not only our personal relationship, but we'll get the power to reveal the personal relationship of every single person in the whole universe with Krishna, and that will solve their problem. It will also make Krishna happy. Okay, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be captured by any kind of austerity. He cannot be captured by any kind of skill. Like, it doesn't mean that I can learn the entire Vedic scripture and know it by heart and I can be a completely erudite speaker, or I might be a pujari on the altar. Krishna is not going to be captured by this. I might be the best kirtan singer on the planet. I might be the best cook on the planet. Krishna is not going to be captured by this. Krishna can only be captured by someone who has very simple devotion towards him. Simplicity is super important in Krishna consciousness. And that simplicity is something that we have learned very hard through many, many lifetimes to forget. We have become very sophisticated, we have become very kind of crooked, we are very smart and very, very mover and shaker type of person to remain in the material world. But actually, to approach Krishna, one has to become very, very simple. And to approach Krishna's devotees also, one should be very simple and non-duplicitous. Say what you mean and do what you say what you do is a basic fundamental principle. Now, we'll look at a few philosophical points before we end this class. What we just discussed, what Srila Prabhupada wrote here, and by the way, there's homework. Now, this time, can those of you who have a Srimad Bhagavatam raise your hands? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have quite a few. So obviously there's a delta between people who say that they don't have and the people who say that they have. Okay, I'll leave it to you. But for those who have a Srimad Bhagavatam at home, okay, there's one assignment. Srila Prabhupada has given the deeper purports of this chapter Srila Prabhupada, this is one of the last pastimes that Srila Prabhupada translated in detail before he entered into Krishna's pastimes in 1977. So it's super powerful. He's speaking very urgently. He's speaking in an amazing way. So anybody who does have the Srimad Bhagavatam set, you have an assignment tonight. Okay, before you go to sleep tonight. I want you to read the verses, the translations and the purports of chapter 9 of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? And don't think that it is a very long chapter and it's going to take you till midnight or anything. It has just 23 verses. This entire chapter has how many verses? 23 verses. Okay, so it's very easy to read. Few minutes and you will read it and you will go to sleep thinking about Krishna and Srila Prabhupada's deeper explanations of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And if you're really interested in a stretch goal, okay, some of you overachievers here, I'm looking at you. Chapter 10 of the 9th canto is amazing too, where the next part of the Damodar Lila is explained, okay? Chapter 10, Srimad Bhagavatam of 10th canto, chapter 10, okay? Now, what we did is called Leela Smaranam. What is it called? Leela Smaranam. Leela Smaranam is one of the fastest way to become very perfect in spiritual life, but Leela Smaranam is extremely difficult. It's not possible for us. You try to think of Krishna's pastimes. Try to sit down with the Srimad Bhagavatam and try to read. And let's see how long you can read Krishna's pastimes or remember Krishna's pastimes when you're on your way to work or something. It's not possible. You can't even hold Krishna's pastimes for a few minutes, like 5 minutes is a difficult thing. So therefore, for us, in that kind of situation where we cannot really remember Krishna's pastimes because we are not pure enough, Srila Prabhupada has given us an even more simple way, which is called Namasmaranam, through Shravanam and Kirtanam. In the scripture, Srila Prabhupada quotes that Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyahi sevon mukhehi jivvado swayame spurat adaham. I know the Prasadam distribution team is very, very excited, but I ask you to hold your horses for 5 minutes and I will stop and then you can have the floor and the whole temple will be making a beeline to you. Okay? Please don't get super excited right now. Hold your horses for a few more minutes. So, Atah Shri Krishna Namad, it's not possible to remember Krishna's pastimes with our material mind. It's not possible to remember, to see Krishna with our material eyes. It's not possible to really hear actual Krishna with our material ears. Sevon mukhehi jivvado swayameva spuratyadaha. When we continue to serve Krishna by chanting His holy name, then swayameva spuratyadaha. Krishna's Leela, Krishna's Charitra, Krishna's associates, all of Krishna's places of pastimes automatically swayameva spuratyadaha. Just like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada would be on a morning walk and he's talking about politics. Okay? who can talk about politics and simultaneously remember Krishna at the same time? It's a very difficult thing, right? Once you start thinking about the politicians, it's impossible to remember Krishna. But Srila Prabhupada is the only person that I know of who could do that. Many of Srila Prabhupada's followers also can do that. But it's a very rare thing for Srila Prabhupada to be so conscious. He's talking about Napoleon and then Krishna at the same time. He's talking about Churchill, he's talking about Krishna at the same time. Talking about Nixon, talking about Krishna at the same time. Very difficult, you know. Everything reminds him of Krishna actually. And that's the blessing that one gets from chanting Krishna's name. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataha. Satatam means every single moment. But every single moment, again, you say, okay sir, I cannot chant every single moment. So Srila Prabhupada has given us very mercifully a very tiny little quota of 16 rounds per day. 16 rounds. It's actually nothing. You know, it feels like a big burden, but actually 16 rounds is nothing when you really start chanting. Okay? So, why is it difficult for us to chant even 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Why is it difficult if someone put a beautiful plate of feast in front of you and you are actually in front of this feast? What is the reason why you could not eat? If you said, oh, I cannot eat this, what is the reason why? Because you are sick. Only when you are sick you cannot have a feast, isn't it? At all other times you can have, right? If you are actually healthy, you can bring a feast in front of you and you will immediately take it. But if you are sick, you cannot. So Srila Rupa Goswami points this in his Upadeshamrita, which is a book available there, by the way, at the bookstall. He says, Syat Krishna Nama Charitad Sitapya Vidya Pittopataptara Sanasthana Rochikanu Kintwadarat Anudinam Khalu Saiva Jushta Swadvi Kramad Bhavati Tad Gadamula Handri. He says, we are all sick with a fever. Sweet things. Krishna Nama Charitad Sitapya. It's sweeter than sugar candy. Sweeter than sugar candy. Pitto patapta rasanasthana rochikanu. It tastes bitter to our tongues. You know, when I had jaundice, I was 16 years old, I had jaundice, and they used to give me sugarcane juice every day and all kinds of sweet things, and I was like, this is yucky stuff. What is this? I don't want to have it. It was sweet, but it was tasting bitter to me. So, for us, chanting 16 rounds may appear like that because we are sick. Pitto patapta rasanasthana narochikanu. But what is to be done? Kintu adarad anudinam khalu saiva jushta swadvi kramad bhavati tadgada mulahantri. Our disease will be removed from the root, plucked out of the root, if we simply chant Hare Krishna. Okay? So, I'll conclude now. We are about, how much time do we have? Do we have any time left? 1 minute left. Okay. Thank you so much for keeping us on time. It's really important. Otherwise, we cannot open the doors again at 8 o'clock. Serve everybody prasad. Okay. So if we chant Hare Krishna, then our disease will be eradicated. So I have some requests for you and a few things here. Okay. So please chant Hare Krishna. Who will chant Hare Krishna every day? Only half the hands are up. I'm looking for a statement of intent here. Even if you raise your hand and it doesn't happen, that's fine. Just raise your hand, please. Right? Because Krishna is going to hear your desire to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and He will help you. And even if you cannot, He will make it possible. Because it was not possible for me, but He made it possible, for example. Please read Srila Prabhupada's books. Who's going to read Srila Prabhupada's books? Every day. Please raise your hands. Everybody. Even if you read one line, please read Srila Prabhupada's books. Everybody. And those who don't raise your hands, okay? We have cameras in this room, you know. Okay? Anyways, Krishna wants you to read Srila Prabhupada's books. That's why He has made them available in profuse quantities. And the third thing is super important. And we're going to start you off here. You know how drug addicts give you a little test dose? Please eat only Krishna Prasad. What? Only Krishna Prasad. That means food that is cooked specifically for Krishna by someone who has some kind of regard and affection for Krishna and offer to Krishna, and then you can take that food. Who will take only Krishna Prasad? Okay, what are the 3 things that I'm asking you to do? 1, chant Hare Krishna. 2, read Srila Prabhupada's books. 3, take only Krishna Prasad. Okay. So we are going to end here. But if you want some extra mercy, we are going to follow in the footsteps of Shubhavilas Prabhu. You know Shubhavilas Prabhu? Okay. So he is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And he loves it when everybody chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra very loudly. Who can be loud here? Everybody can be loud? Okay? I know it's pre-prasadam, but okay, let's be super loud and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times, very loudly and with all our hearts. And anybody who chants this Hare Krishna Mahamantra today 3 times is going to have these 3 things fulfilled. They will be able to chant Hare Krishna, to read Srila Prabhupada's books, and to take only Krishna Prasad. Even if it's the first step in the journey. Okay? Together. 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. That was loud, but we can be louder. I hear more noise when the class is going on than when we were chanting Hare Krishna. Especially up you people up here in the balcony. I need you to shout. Okay? Nice and loud. 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One last time, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki, श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्री कार्तिक मास की, यशोदानंदन की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, Hare Krishna. I have few pieces of Mahaprasad here which you can come and get, and I have this sheet of the Damodar Ashtakam which you can also come and get, and I have a special altar for you to offer your lamps which you can also get. Okay, one of each. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Bye. Let's give a round of applause for that wonderful class. All right, so what was that class just on? Come on, what was that class on? Damodar, yes. So currently we are in the month of Karthik, which started on Tuesday, October 7th, and continues just till this Wednesday, November 5th. So during the Karthik month, we only have a few days left, and you can join us every day at 7 a.m. for lamp offerings to Lord Damodar. You will be provided with the lamps, and in the evening we will recite the Damodar Astakam. Please also note that no lamp offerings are allowed in the evening for safety reasons, and additionally, please refrain from bringing your own lamps. We thank you for your understanding and cooperation in this matter. We are also excited to announce that Gita Jayanti, the anniversary of the advent of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, will be observed on Monday, December 1st. So there will be more details on this festival in the upcoming weeks. We also have an annual Gita contest for children aged 3 to 18. So that is going to be on December 7th. Once again, for more details, it'll be in the coming days, and you can get in touch with the number, email address listed on the Krishna Fun School flyer. So that will be in the hallway on the notice board. We are also excited to announce that one of our congregation members is organizing the Holy Dham Yatra to Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri, and Mayapur. I have a poster here. This will be from February 11th and all the way up until, between February 11th and 26th. So if you're interested in joining the Yatra, please register by December 31st. We also have someone here, Uttamananda Prabhu. He's going to give more details on this. Yes, Prabhu here is organizing this.
Hare Krishna. So, I'll be there with you if you want to come with me. So, it says in the Shastras, when you go to the Holy Dham, we should go with the devotees. And sometimes we go ourselves, and when you go there like a tourist, we see buildings, but we can't hear to know about the Holy Dham. So, it's always better to go with the devotees when you go to the Holy Dhams. So we are going to go Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan. Prabhu just talk about Vrindavan pastimes in Mayapur, where Srila Prabhupada's headquarters in Mayapur. And yeah, so I'll take care of everything, you just pay your money. So yeah, so it's including your traveling. You can get more details. We have the flyers in the receptions, and also there's the poster is hang on the notice board. So you can contact with me. There's my email number and phone number is there. So you can talk about it, more details. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so for darshan timings, upcoming events, and festival details, you can visit our website, torontokrishna.com. We also want to offer our heartfelt thanks to today's cooks. So we have Bhadra Krishna Prabhu, Radha Vinod Prabhu, Aditi Mataji, Seva Priya Mataji, and their whole dedicated team. Let's give a round of applause. We also have 4 sponsors for this Sunday feast. So we have Debanjan Prabhu on the occasion of his mother, Mita Roy's birthday. We also have Saransh Nagpal Prabhu for Kartik month, Lovina Hari Prasad for Kartik month, and then an anonymous sponsor on his birthday. So we're grateful for all these sponsors who sponsored and who are seeking blessings of Radhakirti Gopinath. So we're going to chant the Maha Mantra 3 times to invoke these blessings. Let's start. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you would like to sponsor a Sunday feast or offer DD garlands, please approach a devotee at the front desk. So just a quick important note, the altar doors will open at 8 p.m. for Syan Artik. So once the altar door is open, we kindly request that you don't eat the prasadam inside the temple room. So you can go out to the hallway, outside, or up on the balcony to continue eating. And then we also have organic bins out in the hallway, so please don't throw out any leftover prasadam. There are designated areas just in the hallway, and the devotees will be there to help you out with that as well. All right, those are all my announcements for today. Thank you for your cooperation, and please enjoy prasadam. Haribol.